This is the Fearless Launching Show. I'm your host, Anne Samoilov. Today, we are kicking off season 5. And yeah, I'm not really good at this whole breaking things into seasons thing, as you'll see. But today, we are going to finally get it right after years of doing this podcast. So if you want to know what's coming up and also why we did a season break, then keep listening. And I want to thank you if you've been a listener already for a while. Thank you for being part of this podcast. And I'm excited for this new chapter. So keep listening. The Fearless Launching Show was created to answer the question, how can I launch my big idea to the world in the most simple, straightforward way possible and reach more of the right people? I'm your host, Anne Samoilov, and I've been helping 6- and 7-figure business owners launch for over a decade. And while I love geeking out about improving launches, new launch strategies, what's working, what's not working, I'm also obsessed with exploring the heart, the mind, the challenges of running your own business. And that's what we're going to do each and every week. I want to show you how to launch that course or coaching program or other creative work and navigate the journey of being an online entrepreneur. So if you're ready for some new perspectives, some new stories around launching, well, I can't wait to share those with you. Let's get into today's episode. All right, welcome back. We are officially at season 5 of the Fearless Launching Show. Now, before you start trying to do the math, just know that you think I'd come up with a way to do seasons before now, but to be honest, season 1 was probably like 4 years long. So now we're going to start doing this the right way. And there are 15 episodes, new episodes this season. So that'll take you all the way through the rest of this school year, right? If you're a mom, that's how I'm looking at things. And then we'll be on hiatus for the summer, back in the fall. So that's how we're going to roll. We're probably going to have 3 kind of seasons per year. And this is season 5. So why did I just call it and decide to chill on the podcast, call the season over, not really tell anyone, and just start whenever I wanted to? Well, there were a few reasons, actually. So first of all, I wasn't being consistent, and that really, really bothered me. Even though I know it's okay just to publish when you kind of feel like it, it wasn't okay because I wanted you to know that I was here and I wanted to have a consistent process. Otherwise, I was just feeling like so scattered, like I'd have an idea and I'd record it and then I would release it. And that was like, 3, maybe 4 weeks ago. I did do a beginning of 2022 podcast episode. But anyways, so that consistency, the lack of consistency was just really getting to me. And it was just making me feel a little bit frantic. Also, I had lost my focus and drive and really the thread. And I always need a thread, just like with launches, where you kind of want to know where you're headed with something. That's what people talk about, the launch story, the launch journey. You really just want to know what is that kind of overarching theme, message, what are you trying to accomplish with the actual launch or the podcast or whatever it is you're doing. It just felt so, kind of random to me. And so I needed to stop in order to kind of reset that. And I needed to recenter and really ask, what does this podcast need to be? And why is it not working for me now? Why am I avoiding it every week? And there is something that you'll hear in next week's episode that explains one of the things that kind of I lost sight of. And that was like, what do you share? What do you not share? What is really for the best, the highest good of your listeners, and what's truly just something that's kind of self-serving, and why do we need to even talk about that? Like, I'll talk about at least 1 episode, probably 2 I've got that was recorded, and I'm just not going to publish those because they were more like, Anne gets stuff off her chest. So we're not going to go there. I have therapy for that. And also, kind of related to the focus, the consistency, and really the vision for the Fearless Launching Show, my process was off the rails, not good. I went from a team, like someone editing, someone doing show notes, to only me. I've gone back and forth on that a few different times, but now I have more work, more clients to handle. So that whole me business, I can do it better than anyone else. It just doesn't fly anymore. Okay. So now I've got help. We're going to do this the right way. It's all good. Okay. So welcome to a brand new season of the podcast. We're going to dive in here, and I'm going to talk launches. Yes. Yes, we will still be talking about launch strategies, preparing for them, planning them, partnering with other people, how to stay positive, motivated during a launch. But we're also going to dive into topics that are fresh, important to me, at the top of my kind of mind in terms of being a business owner and what we're doing in my company this year. Like competition. What does that mean? How do we handle competition, or people that may even be kind of encroaching? I don't want to say copycats, because that's not it's such a gray area when it comes to copying people. And I am not going to be that person who accuses people of copying, because we're all in this space. There's foundational things that I think that as someone who teaches other business owners, there's going to be overlap with what other people teach and what I teach. That's just the way it goes. We're going to talk about that competition, how to kind of handle that. We're going to talk about partnering with people, the commitment it takes, finding the right partners, what to do when you don't find the right partners, or you partner with the wrong people, even though they're cool, We're also going to dive into topics like copyright infringement, very legal things, things that I'm actually seeking information about: copyright, trademark infringement, gray areas. Just like I said, I'm not going to be that person who's just like, that's a copycat. Yes, okay, fine. There are those people in the space, no matter what industry you're in. And we're kind of all doing this at some point. If you've ever, and you're not trying, I want to believe that in the best circumstances, no one is trying to do this. It just happens as we take in more and more and more information. So really dealing with those gray areas and how to stay out of that kind of, I guess, blame game. Also, not wanting to rock the boat. This is another topic that's a little bit gray area as well, but we're going to talk about not wanting to rock the boat and call people out. But also, you don't want to be walked over. You don't want to kind of blend in and just kind of keep something that might be problematic in your industry going, and how to actually speak out without, again, blaming, how to speak out and be a voice for change, and without feeling like you're kind of destroying someone else. And then we're all, wrapped up in all of this. We are going to talk about confidence, productivity, decision-making, things that really are important as a leader in your company, but for your clients, for your customers, for your students. And I'm excited to be back and really committed to sharing something at least every other week to help you make progress, and to do so in a way that feels positive, not like it hurts to take each and every step. But this is your show. This is really what I wanted to get to. I was like, where is that sentence that I wrote? This is your show. And it's mine too, but it's our show. And I want to be working closely with you, my clients in the incubator, my students who've been in the Fearless Launching community for years, and my business besties, really to come up and address the topics that you want to hear about. So if you have a topic that's top of your mind, I don't want you to wait to reach out to me. I don't want you to think, I wish Ann would talk about this topic. Maybe there's something that you're challenged with. That's not going away. Or, you can't figure it out or you can't solve it no matter what you do. I want to hear from you, whether it's a bigger kind of topic in your overall industry or it's something that you specifically just can't get through. And I have a place for you to do that. You can leave me a message on a site called SpeakPipe. It's actually really cool. You just go to the website. It's speakpipe.com/Anne Samoilov, ANNESAMOILOV. And you just hit, as long as your microphone is allowed to be used with your internet browser, you'll be able to click record. And that message will come right to me. Now, and I can't wait to hear from you. And I'm going to tell you about it each and every episode because I do want this to remain our podcast, not just mine. So that's kind of it that I wanted to share today. Before I close completely, I do want to invite you to apply for the Launch Incubator Program. Our next kind of group of people are going to be invited in very soon. And this is a program that really deep dives into your launch with you. You won't need a full-time team. You can have a team and you can have a team member actually in the program with you if you choose, for no extra kind of enrollment fees or anything like that. But we literally work with you through all the pieces of your launch. So if you're curious about that, and I know I just said we're not, we are accepting applications, but we're not going to be welcoming people in for at least a couple more weeks. I want to invite you to watch a free training that kind of gives you a little bit of insight into what we're all about. The incubator really helps you create a system so that, first of all, you're going to stop being exhausted by your launches, but there is a system that you're going to be able to repeat. You're going to get better at it. And it really will mean less work each and every time you launch. So let me get you to that free training. It is called End Launch Exhaustion. That's the first thing to do. And if you want to go into more scenarios and ways to systematize your launch, then you can kind of go over to the incubator. So I guess I gave you 2 calls to action there. So if you already know, you're like, yes, I've been meaning to reach out to Anne. I really need some help with my launches and the way I'm launching and I'm exhausted, then yeah, go straight to the incubator and the link is going to be below. It's annesamoilov.com/incubator. And then if you're not sure yet, if you're just like, I don't know, maybe I can be doing it better, start with the free training where you'll sign up for it. You can just watch it on demand right now. And that link will be below as well. And as we close out today, I just want to thank you for coming back here. I saw a lot of people listening to the older episodes over the last couple of months, and that really made me happy that even though I wasn't producing anything new, there were people who were listening to those past episodes. That really made me very happy. But I want this now to be a space that I come to you first. I'm not going to post things that, we'll talk about that in a little bit, but like kind of self-serving things, my story. I want to know your story and I want you to feel comfortable to share that with me. And even though we won't be doing interviews in the typical sense, because we may, but really I want these to be masterclasses for you. Things where you feel like you can walk away and do something, or it makes you think or change the way you've been thinking about something in your business or in your launches, right? Because that's what we're here for. But fearless launching, as I've mentioned before, is more than just launching a product online and saying, I've got 3 videos, watch them, and then I'm going to sell something to you. Launching is getting your idea out to the world. Launching is way more than that. A launch means you are willing to say, hey, look at this thing I've created. It's for you. It's for this type of person. You are that person. And I would love to share this with you. And if you're ready to start sharing your ideas in a bigger way this year, I want to be right beside you. Okay. So that's it for today. Thanks again for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, or if you've ever enjoyed an episode of the Fearless Launching Show and are excited about the new season like I am, then just head over to iTunes or Spotify, do some stars, rating, review, all that good stuff, whatever's available on those platforms. We are in a number of different places. So wherever you listen, just do a little star action or rating, review, You know the deal. And then we can reach more like-minded people who are also looking for that support. All right. Have a great rest of your week. I will see you next Thursday. Well, I will hear you next Thursday. You will hear me next Thursday. And we're going to be talking all about the content you need to create for your launch before, during, and after. These are the guidelines to follow if you're ever stuck creating content for your launch. Okay? So it's going to get juicy. And that's it. Have a great one. I'll talk to you soon.